Oh yeah. I done it. How are you? This is a banger. Managed to hard crash him as VC in 4 different ways. Oh yeah. How's progress? managed to get it running, but your player shape got turned into a single point, and sRGB handling seems to be broken in AMD instead of NVIDIA. That's funny. Have you been testing it on Mac as well? Or just on Linux? I don't know if you have an Apple machine. Didn't crash because it's just playing. Maybe I can test it at some point. You say fortunately, I think you'd prefer Mac to Windows. At least Unix related. You tried turning build shared libs to test DLL support, and now libjpeg won't build anymore. Won't link anymore. Oh. Sounds like Windows. Healing into it statically. Yeah, Windows is weird. I'm getting the double messages. Is TF2 my most played game? Probably. Hello. I remember you. I can't remember what name you wanted me to call you though. How's it been? I'm quite tired. I had my wisdom teeth taken out last week. I've been recovering slowly. That's why you sound different, yeah. You'll get back into it, Savok. I'm sure you're not too far gone. It's easier to learn something the second time. I should slice this stuff up a bit better. Yeah, I should think about this. No reason this can't maybe reuse the bullet thing. Is your mind not overwhelmed? My mind's overwhelmed because I've been at work all day. I'm tired. But no, I made this project, so... Not really. I already know all of this stuff. I made it. It's different looking at someone else's project and looking at your own. Looks like it works, huh? Probably should lower the velocity a touch, but you get the idea, right? It's nice to work on a project where you control everything. Kind of video gamey, huh? Ooh, debug error. Oh, there's things in the quad tree now that don't have a collision. No engine custom AI. Yeah, I'm making Neurosummer today. Well, doesn't she just use OpenAI at the front on the back end? For chat, at least. Nice. Alright. Probably enough of that fiddling for now. Probably should fix that alpha blending at some point. Looks good, right? Apparently they just pick the closest tile to themselves, but I'm thinking it'd be fun if they could have like a jump distance. And they'd ideally jump a bit closer to you. So maybe we can do that. A skill in chunking, organizing information. If you worked on something yourself, you'd also remember things about it. But yeah, I guess it's chunking. Like, if you're looking at this, you probably have no idea what's going on, but if you've watched a few streams, you know there's only a few points of contact I'm really dealing with right now. And having built it, I can sort of infer what something is probably called to search for it, which speeds things up quite a lot. I know things would probably be in a system called this, because that's probably what I'd call a system that does that. Speeds things up. I don't know if I have good long-term memory though. I can remember some very niche things. Yes, Gemini, that's correct. Just kidding. Yes, that's how working on projects normally goes. You're drawing on a piece of paper, you're not really worried about, you know, what the weather is outside or what you're gonna have for lunch. Kind of irrelevant. Where you're gonna sit later. Just get your paper and your pencil. When you're reading a book, you kind of look at the page you're on. You don't think about a different book on some random page. That'd be weird, right? Could. Kind of weird. Hmm. Hmm. If you look into like how to improve your memory, I think compartmentalizing is a pretty common technique. People can usually only keep like 3, 4, 5 things in mind at once. And if you abstract those things, you can remember more things. Like if one of your 5 slots is taken up by the number 1, that's pretty weak. But if that one slot is taken up by the concept of the house that you live in, remembering that you live in that house, then you can go into that memory slot and then remember about a trillion other things. There's a pretty common memory retention tool where you imagine like stuff in drawers in your house. You're like, oh yeah, the number 1 is in my bedroom top left drawer. So if you're in like an exam, you can walk through your house and think, oh yeah, that house is to do with numbers, that room's to do with numbers. That drawer there has the numbers of 1 to 10. Oh yeah, it's a thing. I don't really use it. Yeah. It sounds like something you're interested in. I'm sure there's a lot to read online. This is not it. I'm trying to think if there's a nicer way of doing this. Whatever. Let's make it shit first. There might be a better way of doing this, and this might not even be correct. In fact, I think it's probably not correct. I guess we'll find out. Offloading stuff into writing and drawing is pretty good. That's why we can, right? A lot of the tools we develop is just to remember stuff, or to make other people remember stuff. I think note-taking is pretty good. Something I don't know if schools still do, but when I was younger, we used to just write stuff over and over and over again to memorize it. It didn't work that well for me, but it worked for someone. Seems to be going the wrong way. Yeah, I think I need to normalize. Is it that easy? Yeah. Thinking about that. I'm just thinking this whole thing might be a little simpler. I think the whole translating to an angle and back and forth was a little silly. Oh. It's minus, of course. You get the idea, right? If you're within the max jump distance, then the slime should just jump straight to your position. But if you're like 20 blocks away, it should jump its max jump distance in your direction. I think that makes sense. Whether or not it can make that distance in its movement speed is another question entirely. You can see it's trying to like target where the player is. Oh shit. Or at least the block the player's closest to. It might be a bit close. Minus is relative to... Yeah, I know. I'm a little tired. Thanks though. Have a look in the description, Dim. Should answer your question. Oh. Okay, hang on, I need to generate a world with just one. Kind of looks like it's working, right? Kind of looks like he's moving about 3 squares forwards or so. Ish. But pointing from right vector to left vector. I thought it's the other way around. Oh no, wait, I guess it is that way around. That's correct. That's a fair point. Good suggestion. Looks alright to me. I think I'll just, I'll make it so when they're in the air, they have like a lot more movement speed, and maybe when they land, they'll have a lot more mass for a second. I haven't really implemented anything to let them change that stuff dynamically, but it shouldn't be too hard. These shadows are kind of, they fit the game pretty well, don't they? They really grow on me. I also had a thought, like, because I now have this component to let you... Well, we always had the component, the no-clip one. As you go through walls. Could technically let slimes jump through walls. If I can guarantee they can reach their destination. I was thinking it could be fun to have an enemy type that can jump over walls. I imagine they get stuck in lots of places though, so it's kind of a worrying thing to work on. Hang on, that was hitting me? That was hitting me, that makes sense. Okay, well it seems to be roughly working the way I was intending. Which is that they can now use this as like a way to jump over to you aggressively. They obviously don't have a weapon. But, you know. Yeah, the shadow thing's cool. It's just a series of frames in a shadow sprite, and it interpolates which frame to use based on the height. Nothing too fancy. If the player were to somehow go up, they'd also have that same effect. Nice. Red rocket launcher, my beloved. Okay, what did I want to work on now? You're developing a fresh... something no one's seen. Destruction system based on materials and objects. Oh yeah, like this. That's cool. Or do you mean like a 3D, like a big serious thing? This is not very serious at all. What's your plan, then? That sounds cool. You're talking about OpenGL and stuff. Are you writing your own engine as well? What was I doing? I was getting the slime to look good. Oh, I wanted it to move fast when it's in the sky. Hi, Bouncer. Ooh. Vocals. Nice. Oh, the mandibles. They're healing. Slowly. You mean like a deterioration system? It's not the same to destroy wood, metal, crystal, plastic and stuff. Oh, that sounds really cool. I'm excited to see what you do. Like an... Yeah, that sounds really cool. Is the healing as rewarding as the hurting? I miss toast. I can't eat toast. Maybe I could try. Probably shouldn't. Okay, I think it's just linear motion, but no, it's physics as well. Linear velocity. What do the... hang on. What do you get? It's physics, it's movement input. Because I could increase the desired speed on the movement input, or maybe have a multiplier on this. I don't know how much of an impact that'll make. Multiplier. Just give everything a 5x multiplier or something. Movement and system. Ask her to chew the toast for me. Good idea. Alright, so everything should move 5 times faster. I think. Ish. Looks nice, don't it? You're also not using any third-party APIs, you're doing your own graphics and stuff. That's exciting. I think that's a fair point. It's a fun project to sink your teeth into. Alright, indeed, we're much faster. And can the slime always hit its fucking target at this speed? I should imagine so. Whee. I don't know why, running really quick fucks with the frame rate. Kind of weird. I guess it's having to draw a lot of things at once or something, I don't know. Don't care. It's good enough for me. Here's zooming. Enemy system. So let me think. Move. You already get the move. Hang on. Movement input. Set movement input. See if that works. Have I collaborated with others? Yeah, I'm a software engineer, so I've done loads of pair programming at work. You can argue I'm working with Donut. Kinda. Never liked Unity and Unreal. It's limited and doesn't allow imagination and problem solving. It's just a different tool. It lets you skip some of the minutiae if you just want to make something that is catered to by their engine. If you want to make like a 3D platformer, I can't really imagine there's an easier way to start than just default tutorial Unreal Engine. It's a very quick way to get started. Now, if you're doing like a prototyping or something, and you want to check if an idea is valid before investing in your own engine, you could also do it in a pre-existing engine first to see if it's valid. You're working on what's left of your sanity. Hell yeah, buddy. How do you cooperate? At a job? Depends on what you're working on. Sometimes it's a case of one person's chatting and one person's typing, or you're both chatting and one of you's typing, or you're both in a call working on different parts of the code base in the same branch, but that can cause problems with pair programming. Usually it's the one person's the keyboard and the two people are chatting about the solution. One holds onto the keyboard and the other the mouse. Yeah, that's it, yeah. This is Uma Musume. Hang on, does this person have a bunch of acoustic songs? Oh, they do. Nice. That can't be right. I miss the gym. Oh, I'm stupid. What? I wish this stuff didn't take so long to compile. Why are you angry? Sorry for the Discord messages. Okay, why are you angry? Time float duration. This should be perfectly fine. Too few template argument. This is simply not true. Undefined class. You just need an include, do you? You should have it. Alright. Fine, I'll just get rid of that and try building and see if it's something else that's actually causing the issue. God, it's so slow to build. Lovely. Weird. Sorry, what on earth is going wrong with this? Why can you not have a time float? Am I losing my mind? What is wrong? Can't seem to get a software engineering job. You were called in for an interview for a junior role. Is SQL heavy, which does the error say? Too few template arguments for template time. It seems to think this is an int. Which is a 360 from software engineering. Do you mean a 180? Uses undefined class donut time. Does it include it? Yeah, that was my confusion, but it's including donut aliases, and donut aliases it has using donut time in it. So I'd assume that this would also be including time. It's only aliases. Oh, for fuck's sake. Is it just donut HPP? What's your generic header? I guess this is the one place I'm not including some... It's just donut, I guess. That's a pain in the ass. What a warning arrow. There we go, that should fix it. Have I considered splitting them into their own independent static libraries? That's not going to help. Decoupling indeed would help, but if they're being included anyway and you make a change, it's still going to have to recompile. It would increase link time. Yeah, I don't think it would help anything. It's kind of nice that everything's in the one library right now. That's a good thing. What are my thoughts on this junior technical data / business analysis job? It depends. If you really need a job, then I would accept the job that you're given, and then while you're at that job, search for a new one that you actually want to do. Experience on your CV is more valuable than not having experience on your CV. I think these days you can't afford to be too picky. Because the old advice was, oh, you know, having experience on your CV that is not relevant to the current job because it's a slightly different tech stack is useless, but that's not true, I think. I think if you're a competent engineer and you have your own projects that are relevant to the job and you can pass the interview and it's a junior role, they shouldn't mind. Yeah, the separate file, I think the cursed conversation at Shooting Star, huh? Yeah, I mean, really what I need to do is split things up even more. There's only so much I can do at once. Either I can sit here optimizing my code base, or I can work on features, and right now I'm working on features. You can't seem to get a software engineering job. You were called in for an interview for a junior technical data analyst job. Well, technical data analyst job is not software engineering, that's data analysis. It's a different job. How did the interview go though? Or is this a future interview? Do you want to get into data analysis? Like, do you need money? If they're offering you a job, then you can always accept it and job search while you're there. Most jobs will have a few months onboarding where you can sort of leave without any hassle. Anyway, The company you'd hope would hire you ghosted you, and they offered software engineering. That'll happen a lot, unfortunately. You just need to harden yourself against it. You will be ghosted a lot, and you will be rejected a lot. It's just the nature of looking for a job. Unfortunately, not every job will hire you immediately. Otherwise, the unemployment rate would be closer to 0, I think. Are you actually delaying your start? It doesn't look like it. It's because I'm not actually doing anything with that delayed start, am I? Eto ano, etc. Oh. It's trivial multitasking. What? If you care about the build times enough, it might be good to shift your focus to more one-by-one bottom-up development. Care to explain yourself? It's a hobby project. I wouldn't spend all my time focusing on things I don't particularly find fun, otherwise I won't enjoy myself. I'm doing this instead of, like, playing a video game, you know? It's okay to ignore my chores. I'm watching you. Why aren't you moving? Oh, there we go. I need to just get a world with just one of them. What's the cool aiming thing you created? What do you mean? I could be playing RuneScape. Yeah, I have a Necreal's task and a Demonic Gorilla's task. Or I could be doing CG. Maybe I should extract this multiplier thing. I don't need to apologize. It's just to remember that, like, things aren't so cut and dry, black and white. Sometimes I'm not working on something because I just don't particularly feel like it. Even if it seems efficient, you know? Thanks for your advice. It's worth asking other people about their opinion, if you haven't already. I'm just one person. I should make a way to dynamically change the animation speed of something as it's happening, because these slimes jumping should, look at them go. The animation they're playing should definitely be based on, like, the speed that they're expected to take when they're jumping and landing. Could give them like a massive multiplier. Oh, I've just cracked every bone in my body. Come on now. They're a bit like Monstro, yeah. They seem like they kind of overshoot it sometimes. Come on, we'll go. Hello, Jim. How you doing? Could make him jump really high. What's the game and how long have you been working on it? The description should answer everything, I hope. I've been working on it since COVID. So a good while. Oh, what's that? Oh, I made them jump too high. That's funny. I didn't account for the shadow being so high. That's funny. I guess the next thing in the sprite sheet is the blank tile. You're working on coding a synth in C++. Oh, that's sick. When did you last play TF2? I played it the other day with some friends, like a week ago maybe. I didn't play it very often. Come on. At least fixes the shadow issue. Oh, this is nice. When's the next BA update? You're overshooting it a little bit, buddy. Maybe it's fine. Working on a synth is cool though. Do you have any progress to show? I'd like to see it. Do you have anything? Sounds sick. Well, the tiles. Area of effect. So the slimes can jump. They'll mark an area yellow, which means it's about to become dangerous, and then red, which means it actually does damage. See? It's a pretty common MMO thing. And I think it's interesting to have in a game. It gives you more options for enemies instead of just having them shoot you. You know? That means bosses can have patterns with bullets, but also with like other stuff as well. Also, incidentally, this is now the first square thing that does something. Everything else is round. So that's fun. Oh, because they're like completely white and grey. You can actually see when they're on fire pretty easily. Should definitely make them attackable once they've landed. Some old Banny videos popped up in your feed. Oh yeah. MG's fun. Hey Scout, you wanna do some gambling? Heads or tails? I don't have any coins. Heads or tails? I'll just come up with one in my head. It was tails, you win. Correct. You only started on the synth the other day. It's your excuse to learn C++ because you want to get more familiar with OpenGL. That's sick. Nice idea. That's true, G. That's true. No, it was tails. I'm sorry, Wesley. You failed. You lose. That's the only gambling you're gonna do today. Sorry, I zoned out. What am I doing? I completely forgot what I was doing, sorry. My brain's shutting down. What was I doing? They overshot things a little bit. Oh, I wanted them to not be invulnerable when they were hanging for too long. Here we go. Enemies that dash at you, they glow red when they're about to dash. What do you think? I will have enemies that move at you, yeah. That will happen. To be done. They kind of already do dash at you, but they just happen to jump while they're doing it. There's no reason I can't make their height stay on the floor. Holy shit, almost trip time. Yeah, dude. Excited. You got out into EU4 with friends and it's a nightmare. Hell yeah. The pattern of what was I doing, G, is because it's 11 PM on a Thursday and I've worked the whole day and I had a wisdom tooth extraction a week ago. So I'm pretty low on energy. There's external factors affecting my brain. Another one. I had both of them taken out a week ago. Been fun doing all the low-level equivalents of stuff you can do by nature in Godot, like learning how to make async inputs. What piece of code or solution are you proudest of? Honestly, I like the enemy system stuff. This whole state machine's pretty fancy. The level generator is pretty fancy. The way you can draw patterns in like Asprite. This bitmap is decoded into like tile data in for rooms. So you can draw things for the level generator as pixel art and it will be splattered down like that. I think it's pretty cool. I like all the weapons, they work really well. The particle system's really cool. Particle system's really extensive actually. You can have emitters and particles and they've got all sorts of bells and whistles you can modify, and this is all me. I'm pretty proud of that. Have you considered missing work to spend more time on Woho? Yes. I have Fridays off now. So I work on them often on Fridays. Does working on the game help you feel better with that? I just wanted to work on my game. I'll work on it even if I don't feel like it's terribly efficient evening. It's nice to make progress on a project. Plus I'm away for a couple of weeks, so I wanted to do some streams before I'm gone so people don't think I've disappeared. JSON's good. There's some good supersets of JSON too that allow stuff like comments, but JSON raw is pretty nice. Just a pain to work with in C++. The first Zelda. I don't think it has much in common with the first Zelda. We'll have hidden rooms and stuff, I guess, at some point. Maybe I should look at the first Zelda as bosses. They have them like moving around shooting stuff, I don't know. Letting players draw their own bitmap. The game should be pretty moddable, to be perfectly honest. I haven't really done any effort to hide the data structures, so if you were to have the game right now in a big folder, there's nothing stopping you from just changing these sprites and changing the level generator as a result. Making your own particles. Data is, you know, for enemies and characters, and weapons are just JSON things. If I wanted to add a new weapon, I could just put one together. Or a new modifier. Not everything is in this data format, of course. Some stuff needs to be moved. I would like as much as possible to be handled in data though. I've got hot reloading, so it's nice to be able to make a change in a JSON file. It really works around that slow compilation time. If I tried nlochman, honestly I probably should have just used nlochman. I'm well aware of it. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll have a reference. What's the first one called? Aquarius? No. They're like multi-headed dragon in Zelda that you fight. It just goes around, it's green and it spits fireballs. That was fun. You have to hit it on the unicorn horn. Equinox? I don't remember. It's not simpler than yours. Yeah, but it's a pretty common library, so just learning how to use it might be handy. I had a colleague suggesting we used it, or something like it. At work. What was I doing? This keeps happening, huh? I keep getting myself distracted. Maybe I should keep track of what I'm doing. Delay on... oh, yeah. This. I'm really tired. I don't know if you need to check on all of before you do remove, to be honest. But I don't trust it. It's a picture of your dragon on Discord. Yeah, that's the dragon I was thinking of. I don't know why I thought it was sideways, though. I'm thinking of a different dragon, maybe. You know what? I think I'm mixing up two dragons. This is the one with, like, the heads. There's another dragon. There's just, like, a normal, like, unicorn dragon that is sideways. I can't remember what it's called. Zelda's fun. Oh, you don't have your physics re-enabled. I'm stupid. Whatever. You know what, Sideways Dragon? No, I was just talking about Zelda. Should be able to watch its hitbox change now. Go on. I need to change that timer. That should be right. Oh. No, it's not right. No, it's still not right. Hmm. That should be equal to this. Oh, it's this. I guess. Don't know if that's still right. Oops. It's not right. Hmm. That's not good. Oh, I guess this is just constantly doing it when it's at 0. Is that just no opt? Still not it. Oh. Hmm. This is stupid. Retro sci-fi boss music. Yep. It's good, isn't it? Thank you, Frank. How much time do you spend researching? Not much. Mobile companion dashboard. Damn. Oh. Why is this shit not working? Mobile companion dashboard. What do you mean? Mobile companion app that has all the stuff from the HUD but on your phone. Is that a real thing? Like an MSI keyboard thing. There we go. Man, what a tune. For Rust, you can view the map and stuff from your phone. Oh. I will probably not be doing that. mean, this is like a roguelike. Does The Binding of Isaac have a companion app? Question mark. Maybe it does. Could you at least try to make the game as resource intensive? Sure. There you go. Think about this for a minute. Man, this song is not very good. Ah, it was nearly over anyway. Made you listen to the whole thing. Ha ha ha. Holy shit. Finally. Chupagaki. Alright. I mean, the slimes are looking okay now, right? Do I need to keep tweaking them? They seem kind of chill. Could come up with a new particle for it, but 2BH, I can't. Just don't care right now. Yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear. That was short. Could have listened to that for an hour. I'm trying to think of something else I can quickly bash out. I don't want to do this all evening. It's like 11:30. How do you guys feel about the slime thing, by the way? Do you think it looks cool? Maybe I can just do some cleanup for a little bit. Not that they're all gonna have completely random jump patterns like this. I live in the Netherlands right now, yeah. Not that they're gonna have completely random jump patterns. This is sort of a debug thing, but you get the idea, right? If I make a level with like a lot less enemies in it, you can kind of see them. It's at least like an interesting new thing. Like this whole system where it like jumps up and is like above stuff and like has its physics temporarily turned off is completely new. And the AoE tile thing is completely new. I wonder if I can fix the tiles being off by like 1. You think pink? I mean, they're kind of like... It's a very temporary sprite. Like this is something I put together in like 10 minutes just to sort of see what it would look like. I'm sure I can come up with a more interesting enemy design than this. You get the idea, right? Maybe I can make that animation thing I was talking about. The movement's cool, yeah. They have like a max jump distance. If they can reach you in that distance, they'll try and jump on the tile closest to you. If you want to stop cuddling me. He'll pick a random pattern and then move there and stuff. He does overshoot his tile quite a lot, but I think I just gave him like way too big of a movement multiplier. That's something I can just tweak. I'm sure there's a way to even just calculate the movement multiplier required. There's probably some maths required behind it. You can see he's trying to drag himself into that center. Ideally, he'd just reach the center and stop. But, you know. There's a lot of stuff going on here. And if you're further than his max jump distance, he just jumps towards you. But I think, you know, the multiplier's a bit high. Just tweak it down to like 3 or something. How far can he see you from? Whatever his perception is. So the slime's perception is 5. So if I set that down to 3, he can also only see you from 3 blocks away. A lot of this stuff, I need to like think of a way to generify it. If like an enemy dashes, for example, it would basically use the same system, but instead of jumping up, it would just move there. But the jumping up is like faked anyway. You see the shadow is where the enemy actually is. Or where the hitbox was, I guess. So this whole vertical things are completely faked. The enemy's actually just dashing directly to that position, but the physics is being turned off while they do it. It's quite funny, really. Yeah, 3... Honestly, I think having the multiplier roughly match the number of tiles they need to jump might make the most sense. Or at least it'll be a little bit less. I think on certain angles it's a little high, maybe, but... You know. As long as it roughly lines up. Really, I think people won't be really looking at the slime so much as the massive, like, yellow mark on the floor they need to avoid. I should probably bring back the thing where you hold shift and you can see your hitbox. It's kind of handy to be able to dodge things a bit more finely. I don't know. Maybe that's a bit technical. Anyway. I think this is alright for now, right? They're pretty cute. I also only made them this color so they'd show up a bit better against, because I was tinting them based on their jump distance, you see. Thumbs up from your end. Well, if you want, I can very quickly recolor them just so they look a little cuter. Oh, this is the old slime sprite. Enemies. This thing. I can just very quickly make them like pink or something. I don't know. Just something a little different. You know, a pink slime, who'd have thought? It's pretty cute. Bubblegum ass. That's his hurt sprite. You don't really see it for very much, do you? That's what it's meant to look like when he takes damage. It's a funny little creature. Oh yeah, I was going to make it so the animation time could be updated based on its jump state. Maybe I can do that. I've already got all this jump stuff and the current action and the sprite.sequence. Maybe I can change the... Oh, animation speed modifier. If there was a way to change this, maybe not even speed modifier. Is speed modifier being used? It is. I think I'm changing it anywhere. It would be nice to just directly change the animation speed to match. To just say, there's this many frames, I need it to take this long. Set the animation speed to that. Because I know how long they're going to take to jump. And you add a shader to slimes, of course. Everything can... I mean, they already are written with a they're drawn with a shader already. The actor shader. Frame interval? I think that's the frame rate, right? Yeah, animation duration, frame count. Yeah, so if I could set the animation duration, that would be pretty cool. It might fuck with things a little bit, to be perfectly honest. But maybe that's okay. If I could have something like set animation duration to complete over duration. And then I could have like total time. Set animation to complete over duration. This will be animation time. So you'd pass in here, you'd say frame interval is, and then we'd have to get the frame count over that time? Is that a... I don't think that's it. I need to think about this for a hot second. You basically want to say, I want, let's say 1 second to complete one frame. This should just be 1. If I want 1 second to complete 10 frames, or yeah, so I should expect them each to take 100 milliseconds. So 10 divided by 1. That's not quite right, is it? Is frame interval per... How often is this being... It kind of fucks with the loop animation stuff. I'm a little worried this might break things. Then again, you gotta break some omelets or something, right? Eat some omelets to eat an omelet. Frame index is meant to be based on the total animation time divided by frame interval, remainder, sequence frame count. Because the idea for me is only to update this between different animation like types, so maybe it's chill. I guess what I need to do, what am I trying to do? I'd like to make it so that when the enemy changes state, to, for example, to jumping up, if the jumping up is going to take X amount of time, I would like the jumping up animation to be stretched to match that amount of time. So ideally I'd have something that triggers when they start going up. I set the animation time back to 0, and I set the frame rate, or the frame interval, to be the length of time it takes to jump up, however long this state takes, and also involve the number of frames. So if I add a bunch of new frames, you know, it squishes down a bit more. Or if I have less frames, it stretches out a bit more. I was trying to work out the maths for that. It shouldn't be too complicated. 6. You can modulate how fast animation time advances instead. I feel like the calculation for that is more difficult to handle. I do have a multiplier. We'll keep the animation data immutable. I had a feeling there was a reason we don't just set this stuff directly. But I don't know. The maths for that seems a lot more complicated, to be honest. The slimes share animation data as well. Oh, they do. No, that's true. Yeah, this isn't really quite the right approach right now. No, that's true. This is shared. It would have to be in Sprite then. It would have to be in here. I've already got the modifier in place. So if I were to link it together, it would... I need to... Honestly, I need to stop for today. This is too much to start digging into. You can help me with the maths. Maybe next time. I appreciate it. I basically need to define a base animation speed that makes sense. Or at least, maybe it doesn't need to matter, because I can just treat that as 1. I think maybe the maths won't be so difficult. Where was it? It's animation system. So in here, I'm already doing stuff based on their action. I think I need to just store a very simple cache that is like action last tick. And when those are different, then I know it's gone to a new action, at which point I would reset the animation timer to 0. So that, you know, if that's possible, it should be possible. So it starts at the beginning of the sequence, and then I'd need to calculate the length of time I'm expecting this to take. So if he's jumping up for a whole second, I would like this to each take 1/8 of a second to complete. So, but then we'd need to calculate based on the current animation speed how we multiply that to become that new number. So that's something for next time. To modulate animation speed based on jump action. It's not a big deal for now, because this stuff, it just kind of lines up for now. But that's something to do next time. Also have a action last tick trigger when action changes. And set animation time to 0. You gotta chill. Yeah, I'm gonna chill. I hope you guys liked the stream today. It's been a good 2.5 hours. Wow, the boss music started. Amazing. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll work on this next time. And remember, soon I'll be going away for like a couple of weeks, so I don't know when the last stream will be. But, you know, I'll take a few weeks off at some point. Enjoyed your stream. Thanks, bud. Good luck with the job stuff. Good night. Bye, chat.